Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Today, freeze
Yeah.
for you all too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh.
You froze for
You
us.
froze.
Yeah.
So, 10 Candles is a horror RPG. It's a tragic horror game. It's one where essentially no one survives at the end. So let's start by going around and seeing who our players are. Let's start with Jane Carter.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Cordelia is on Twitter, and I am playing Jane Carter. She is a paramedic, and we're in an airport. I guess I'm allowed to say that, and she's there trying to get home from her friend's wedding.
And Dania Hampton.
Hello, I am Ray. Ray Transitional on Twitter. I am playing Dania Hampton. She is a manager for a few of the snack kiosks that are littered around the airport. She was there just working her regular shift.
And Pri or Priscilla Reyes.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I am playing Pri Reyes, who is a grad student on her way home.
Yeah. And in this game, players have things called virtues, vices, and moments. So if we could each go over those quickly. Pri, what are yours?
Oh, I am Pri, yes.
Yes.
My virtue is resourceful. My vice is scatterbrained, which, as you can see, is fitting. And my moment is being reminded of an act of unexpected kindness, particularly towards marginalized communities.
All right. And Dania.
My virtue is I'm strong. My vice is that I am a bit panicky, and my moment is finding resources at an untouched snack kiosk.
All right. And Jane.
My virtue is that I am empathetic. My vice is being indecisive, and moment is when I get a message from my girlfriend.
Okay. So to start out, what we know is that everyone is at the airport at some point. Um, Whether you're working there, trying to leave, or coming back from something. At some point, 10 days ago, all the electricity, all the lights went out. The airport did its best to try and handle things. It grounded flights for a little while. Then they tried to continue them for a bit, but that didn't last too long. Eventually, even the sun stopped coming up. You couldn't see the stars in the sky. There was nothing, just darkness. Slowly, terminals seemed to have started to go dark. The one terminal that you were all in was the only one that seems to have light. Only because you have some generators hooked up to some lights that have been around. You you have seen people leave into the darkness trying to find a way out. Sometimes you hear them screaming, sometimes you hear nothing at all, but they never come back. So now it's maybe a small group of you left, and your generators are not going to last much longer. Maybe a day or two, if that. But you do hear over an intercom one day, just, hello? Is there anybody, if there's anyone in the airport, I know there's a lot that's been going on, but I'm a pilot. I managed to fuel up a small passenger plane that I've had. I can't wait for long, but if there's anybody who can hear this, if you can come over to Terminal 10, I can maybe only stay for a couple hours. A lot of people seem to have disappeared. I don't know what's going on, but I don't want to stay around for whatever they are. So if you can make it over, please come over quick. I'm gonna go radio silent. I'm gonna try and hide from them for as long as I can, but if you can make it within a couple hours, just knock on the door 5 times and I'll let you in. Alright, I'm gonna hide now. Hopefully someone comes. And you hear the intercom cut off. And it's just dead silence. So what do you all do?
My first question is, how big is this? I mean, I would know, but how big is this airport? Like, is this like a big city airport?
You would, it's like a mid-size airport.
Mid-size?
Yeah, but you would know that Terminal 10 is on the opposite end of where you are.
Opposite end.
Okay.
You have to cross the whole airport to get to Terminal 10.
And it's just like across the whole airport, like go through the airport, across the airport, walk outside.
Either one is possible, but like I said, outside it's all darkness. Inside the airport it's also darkness. But maybe you know the layout better. It's up to you how you want to try and get there.
I think we can get there. I know the way. I've been working here a while. We'll just have to move fast and try to stay as quiet as we possibly can. If anybody wants to come, but I think it might be best if we leave. He's offering the way out. If we can make it out, then I think we should be fine.
I want out of here.
Me too.
I'm all for going.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about slowing y'all down, and Pre taps. She walks with a cane, so she taps at that. But on the other hand, it makes a good weapon too. So
I don't think we have to rush. I think rushing might, draw attention to us. So I don't think you won't have any problems with mobility as far as that. We won't run. Running will draw attention to us. But I know a way. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, let's go.
Any items you have on you is stuff you would have on your person. If there was stuff from your suitcases that you could have taken, you could take it with you. You could attempt to take your suitcase with you if you don't think it's too bulky. If you had any electronic devices, they'd be on their last leg. There hasn't been too much electricity. Most of it was being diverted to the lights. Maybe siphon some off to charge your phone for a bit, but nothing's at full charge. You could possibly scrounge around find any emergency supplies anywhere else. But what would you all have on you?
Jane would probably have just a backpack, like carry-on bag. Probably some dead electronics in there. And then like shampoo.
Pre has a backpack that's mostly filled with medication and braces. So she's going to load up on the braces to make sure that, things stay in place on her way out. But other than that, she has her cane and like a half-empty bag of snacks at this point.
I'll have my obvious airport badge with my name on it, probably some keys that'll help me get in and out of employee areas. My phone, which will more than likely be at 1%. And by 1%, I mean 1%/0%. So, like, if I unlock it, it'll go dead. And I probably would have collected, like, my belongings that I brought into work, maybe a jacket as well, and a purse with knickknacks and like, things like lip uh, lip balm and things like that. Just everyday items like that. Nothing super useful. Think of deodorant maybe.
So do you all just head out, or do you try and find anything before you go? Is there anything you would want to look for before heading out?
A flashlight.
Yeah.
There's got to be like a kiosk nearby. Maybe not one that I personally manage, but there's got to be a kiosk because we're more than likely going to have flashlights around them just in case for emergency situations, or maybe even a janitorial closet might be nearby with things in it that we could use.
All right.
Yeah, don't some of those like souvenir kiosks and stuff have little keychains that have
keychains with
flashlights on it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like the flashlight and a bottle opener.
Right, all in one.
Or like even just like those flashing souvenir things that like say "Welcome to Hawaii" or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go with starting with just Ania, since you suggested it. Can you roll 10d6 for me?
And 10d6?
10d6. We have 10 candles right now, so I have a dice pool of 10.
2 seconds. Okay.
Two sixes and 2 ones. So in this game, sixes means a success. Ones within a success means you remove those dice from the dice pool.
Okay.
So you've gone down from 10 dice in the dice pool to 8.
To 8.
But it was a success. You do find flashlights. You succeed the roll. I have the opportunity to, when we lose candles, to do an opposing roll to define the narrative. But you have a narrative right now. What do you find?
So flashlights, a couple of extra batteries for the flashlights, and maybe so I'm imagining like smaller flashlights, but also maybe 1 or 2 of those big industrial flashlights, and then an extra battery to accompany each, just in case or whatever. And that's just looking around the snack kiosk or whatever. Yeah, so batteries, flashlight. What else can I think of? I was specifically looking for those things. So yeah, I think that's about it.
All right. Is there anyone else who would like to look for anything else in particular, or are you happy with the flashlight?
Can I say that Jane would have some like very small first aid kit with her? Being a paramedic, she'd have that in her carry-on bag somewhere.
Yeah, you can have that.
Pre's going to look for anything they could use as kind of a makeshift weapon. Poles, anything like broken piece of wood you could use as a club or a bat.
Okay. For a weapon, I don't think that would be something near where you would find flashlights. So.
Okay.
Let's have you roll for that.
So we're at 8d6?
8d6, yes.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, that was a mistake. Do I roll 7 more, or
you can say /R 7d6. 1621. So it's a success. What kind of weapon would you find?
So on those like cold drink machines, I'm gonna break it and use like see if I can find something to like tape or something. I imagine there's tape or receipts or anything sticky that'll act as tape, and cover parts of the likeliest looking shards to make kind of a handle to make a makeshift knife, a couple, like one or two makeshift knives, and where you would see like a hanger for clothes, just rip one of those out, just, you know, not really rip, you know how they have the little hook underneath, just pick one of those up and that can be a club, and start passing them out.
Okay.
I'll pass out the flashlights too, but I'll hold on to like one of the industrial ones.
All right. So if you are ready to head out, which way do you all start heading?
That depends on the setup.
Okay.
Are we in like one of those corner terminals, or like in whichever way, I guess would.
I would say you can.
Oh.
You have access either way. You could easily find a way to go outside and try to traverse that way, or you could try just going through the full airport. You know, it is a bit of a corner terminal,
Mm-hmm.
but you know it's like it's one section where there's like a couple different terminals there. Then there's the full airport hallway, you know, to the center, and then there's another hallway to the other terminals on the other end. There's a couple terminals on this side, of which you're in the corner and middle one.
What's the consensus? Should we stay inside or go outside? Personally, I think it would be easier to stay inside, but
I don't want to go outside.
No.
okay. So inside it is. Like I said, I know the area, so I can navigate us. I should be able to navigate us easily. Hopefully we don't run into any trouble, but alrighty, let's go. So yeah, we'll just go what I'm assuming towards, well, just the setup of the airport. Like, is it like, oh, well, I know you said a couple of terminals, but it like, oh, Terminal 10, would that be like we have to go through the center of the airport to get to it, right? Because it's on the other side?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So head towards the center. Or what do you all think?
Whichever way is fastest.
Yeah. So would I know a shortcut that wouldn't go? Because I feel like going through the center would be probably dangerous. Would I know a shortcut to get from where we are to Terminal 10 without having to go through the center? Or do I just have, like, is the airport one of those where you branch off? It branches off from the center, and there aren't any real shortcuts.
Let's roll to see if you know.
Okay.
So are we down to 6 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, this is scary. Okay. Please be nice to me, Dice God. Okay. No successes, but no failures either.
No ones. So, you do not know a different way out.
Okay.
You would think that there would be like an employee back way, but this airport's just a little too small for that.
No, okay. Alrighty. So we'll have to head through this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But with that failure, there's no one, so you can't re-roll anything. So that's one candle out. With one candle out, that is the end of this scene. So with 9 candles, we each give one truth of the current scene we're going into. Starting with Dania.
One
So,
truth, just a general
it's
observation.
just a short phrase. You know, it's whatever you say is canon. Just one thing. Just a short phrase. You know, could be good, could be bad.
I know where I'm going and I know what I'm doing.
All right. And Sarah or Jane.
And I see a light in the distance.
There's a light in the distance. Interesting. My truth. The light is moving. Priscilla.
The air smells strange.
Air smells strange. Dania.
Mm. I saw the light flicker.
The light is flickering. Or you saw it flicker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jane.
Shoot. Sorry.
Alright. Take as much time as you need.
Yeah. And are we moving at the moment, or are we just about to start moving?
We're moving on to the next scene. So
Okay.
You've started progressing at this point. We know that Dania doesn't know of a faster way to get through.
Okay. And we pass a first aid station.
All right, you pass the first aid station.
Mm-hmm.
That's on to me. You hear movement in the first aid station. Priscilla. Priscilla, you get the next one.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot, but you get less as it goes by.
Every noise sounds amplified.
Every noise sounds amplified. Two more. So, Dania.
I think I hear rats.
And Jane gets the last one.
The light ahead blinks out.
Light ahead blinks out. Okay. So, starting this scene, you're all moving through, and you pass by a first aid station. You hear movement. You hear something coming from there. Dania is pretty sure she's heard rats. But you all also see this light up ahead that's moving. Dania sees it flicker, and then it goes out.
Can I raid the first aid station to see if there's anything more than just like the band-aids I have in my backpack?
Yeah.
Was that a flashlight ahead? Did you all saw
I
that,
saw
right?
that, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was moving and now it's gone.
I don't think it was a candle. It didn't look
No.
right for a candle.
I mean, we at least know that there's one other person in the airport. Maybe there
Right.
are others.
Are there still noises coming from the first aid area?
Yes.
I with one of the flashlights that Dania handed out, I'm gonna go see against my better judgment what that noise is, because I want to see if there's anything in the first aid station that I can take and see if there's anything in there.
As you go into the first aid station and you pan the light across, you see some rats scurry away from the light.
Do they look like normal rats?
They do,
Okay.
except for a few rats, which aren't moving away. They seem to have been bitten by something, like something was eating them.
Something as in like the other rats or something else? Can I take a closer look and see
Yeah.
if I... Okay.
You can take a look. Why don't you, as you're inspecting the rat, why don't you roll me conflict?
Are we at 9 or are we at something else?
Yes, you are at 9.
Okay.
1 6 and 1 1. Now I can roll a single die, and if I match that 6, I take over the narrative. But what was the outcome you were hoping for when checking out the rats?
I just was kind of trying to see what was in there because I was mostly looking for first aid supplies and
Okay.
kind of hoping there wasn't anything questionable poking around in there.
Fine. All right. So you can tell me what you notice about the bitten rat and what you find in the first aid station.
Okay. The rats are definitely dead. And they have been bitten by something rat sized, whether it was actually a rat or something else. Rats are not my specialty as a paramedic. But it definitely wasn't anything bigger than them. And inside the first aid station, I find like a collection of gauze and wraps and additional bandages, antibiotic type stuff, as well as some like ibuprofen painkillers as well. Like ibuprofen.
Do you tell us about
painkillers
the
as
rats? Or
Yes.
are we- okay.
Yeah, because Dania was the one who heard them. So I poke my head into the area, clean it out, and then tell you all that there were some rats and a few of them are dead. It wasn't, yeah.
I knew I heard rats.
Was there a lot to the dead rats, or is it just like skeletalized?
They're fresh.
Okay, I want to. I want to pick up a couple of them and put them in my backpack.
That's strange, though. I don't know why there would be rats in there. I assure you, this
Yeah.
airport is incredibly incredibly clean.
That really doesn't mean anything. Rats get places.
They get everywhere.
I don't remember if I mentioned I am a biologist, or at least I will be once I finish grad school. So I do a lot of work with rats in labs and stuff. They're hardy little bastards.
Do they eat each other usually?
Yeah. Sometimes usually they're more communal, but yeah, definitely if they're hungry enough. And I don't know what the snack situation at the other places, at the other terminals look like. So, or I don't know, maybe I don't know if there would be food here. So maybe they're just fighting over bedding, like trying to rip up gauze bandages or something. I don't know.
All right. And what did you find in the emergency kit or the first aid kit, Jane?
Yeah, again, some like gauze,
Just gauze.
wraps, band-aids, ibuprofen. Perhaps behind one of the dead rats, finding some slightly higher end painkillers, maybe. Like just a few, like 2.
All right.
Did you get everything you needed?
Yeah, so I cleaned it out.
Okay, let's continue. Let's keep going. We don't want to get stuck here.
No. Did you get your rats?
Yeah. I got 3 rats and put them in my bag.
Okay,
I
and
promise
we're
they're
moving.
not for us. If we see anything, I figure throw a nice dead rat at them.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Smart. I like it. Smart.
Yeah. Or if it's a person who's, rampaging around, maybe they'll be like, a rat,
Concerning, but okay. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
As you're moving along, you notice there seems to be like a lot of things knocked over when you can shine your light over it. There's like magazines strewn about. Some people seem to have left their luggage, just toppled over. You notice things like shoes and clothes strewn about. You also notice trails of blood every now and then.
fresh or like dried?
Do you inspect it?
Yeah. We're at 8.
Yeah.
That was
/R or /roll.
it's roll number of d6s, right?
/R 8d6.
There we go. I put a space is why.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
So that's 4
Nice.
6s and 1 1. So, what do you see when you find the blood? When you check out the blood?
A lot of it is dried, just old, dried down to kind of like brownish red. But there's one spray across the wall that looks fresh, like it's still kind of tacky.
Do you let us know that, or can we just like obviously?
I let you know. That one's fresh.
Are there any bodies around, or is this just people's stuff and blood?
Blood, yeah.
Are you looking for bodies?
Yeah, this is a lot of blood. Just trying to figure out where it came from and whether, there might be another survivor somewhere around. And
Okay. Then yeah. Let's roll to and find out where it came from then.
all right, and we're down
76.
to 7.
Hmm.
3 6s, 1-1.
Yeah. So I do find bodies, and they're they're all dead. One of them perhaps a little fresher than the others, but they're clearly the source of all of the blood and perhaps also the stuff that we find.
Okay. I will say that the dead body.
That means they've been
You're
here through here
you're-
recently.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Oh, you were muted for a
Yeah,
minute.
Sorry about that. The fresher dead bodies you see, all of them seem to have bite marks on them, similar to the one you saw on the rat.
Are these sharp, like from really sharp piercing type teeth, or are they more, blunt type teeth? This is a really unfortunate question to ask.
You tell me. You're the one looking at the wounds.
Oh, okay. It does look like it's from sharp teeth. Very, very sharp. Still rat-sized, but sharp.
Okay, so what can, I'm taking a deep breath. Okay, so I am not looking forward to running into anything that has sharp teeth and can make a splatter like that.
Yeah, that's very much splatter for something that should be small.
You both would know better than I would.
I don't know if it would. Okay, so rats do bite people, but I haven't heard of them. I mean, usually when they swarm like that, it's somebody who can't defend themselves, like the elderly or babies or these people.
These are adults. These
Yeah.
are capable of, and it shouldn't make that kind of spray.
No. So I'm getting creeped out.
Yes.
Uh,
And rats normally also don't turn the lights off. Just
I'm looking to where we saw that light flickering.
yeah.
If we're still near that, do I see anything else? Like any movement, any possible movement, any glimpse of the light again, or
You saw the light flicker off. You
All right.
have not seen it flicker back on.
since okay. Okay,
Okay. So
and we're moving.
and we're moving, and we're leaving this creepiness behind.
We're leaving. Yep, we're going. We're going.
Mhm.
I definitely hold the flashlight up and pan in the
Yeah.
general direction before I walk forward.
Yeah. And I'm gonna keep an eye out behind us just in case. Kind of doing the same thing, but behind.
All right.
yeah, definitely going to be jumping at shadows.
As you keep moving forward, you see more and more debris seems to be stacked up. It slowly gets more congested. There's more piles of clothes strewn about, more magazines. Eventually, you're not walking on the floor anymore, you're stepping around things. It looks like if you go further, you'll be stepping on things. You can barely see the floor. You can see spots of the floor, but there's definitely.
Is this stuff like people's suitcases got dumped out, or more like the stores and kiosks got thrown out into the hallway? Do I see any personal belongings that would indicate that these belong to somebody, or just magazines and clothes and stuff that were for sale?
it's like a mix of both.
Okay.
Almost like whatever happened, almost like there's some sort of panic going on,
Okay.
or something, whatever caused things to just be strewn about.
Okay. This keeps getting weirder.
As you're going along, Dania, you still hear those rats.
Behind from where we just came, or in front, or just all around, like.
You hear them from all around now, but they sound almost louder.
Does anybody else hear this? Please tell me somebody else hears this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
They sound oddly loud to all of you. You're not quite sure where they're coming from.
But we don't see any of it in our flashlights.
I'm gonna like pan around, like once again, like stop where I am and like pan around and make sure I don't see anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna check like floor, walls, ceiling,
Just like super duper quick. Just
all of it.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
Rats.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking
stuff
for
that's I'm looking for anything that's moving that isn't us.
Yeah, let's have Dania. You can roll me a conflict to see if you see anything. 66.
6, yeah. Oh man, I knew it.
No
I knew it.
sixes, no ones. Alright, that ends another scene.
I knew it.
So, since you failed that roll, you don't see anything, but wherever you seem to point the light, you always hear something seems to be either scurrying or wrestling away from it. You know, whatever's under all the debris, you're now stepping on. But we have 8 truths. Starting with Dania.
Mm. Sorry. Trying to think.
Worries.
Sorry. Mm. I'm trying not to panic.
Alright. Denise is trying not to panic. Jane.
In one of my flashlight pans, I think I see a shadow running away out of it.
Jane sees a shadow. The light flickers back on, and it looks like it's heading towards you.
For 30 seconds, the loudspeaker comes on and then shuts back off.
Loudspeaker comes on. All Dania.
There's a crashing noise coming from the direction of the light.
Crashing noise from the light. Okay. Jane.
With that crashing noise, the battery on my flashlight goes out.
Jane's flashlight goes out.
It was one of the industrial ones, so that's unfortunate.
You hear squeaks coming from the loudspeaker.
Oh no.
And Priscilla gets the last one.
The crashing noise happens as we hear the squeaks.
Alright. One thing I forgot to do last time. There's one last truth that's always a truth. And that is that these things we said are true. The world is dark, and we are alive. So, as Jane pans her flashlight, she sees a shadow darting away just as the flashlight starts to flicker off. As this happens, the light from far away comes back